Hey, welcome to this Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon video. This is a special video on life vest, how to pick the right U.S. Coast Guard approved life vest for your new boat. Brought to you by the Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Toolkit, which you can grab at the website for free if you're looking at buying a new or used boat. It is definitely a tool that you need. We're talking about the three main types of life vests that I'm going to recommend and that are required by law in the U.S. The type 2, the over the shoulder, the yellow arrow, they go over your neck. Those are great to have on the boat just as extra life vests for people when you have a full load. So make sure you have enough life vests on your boat for the number of people that is the capacity. Maybe even a couple of extra. Those are cheap. You can stow them away in a locker and you always have them so you know you're always legal, even if you have a whole bunch of people on the boat with you. Type 3, these are the ones we're going to talk mostly about, and we're also going to talk about Type 4 and a special type, and at the end I got a special opportunity for you. One of the things that you'll need to know is how to read the label on your life vest. The label is going to be on the back side, on the inside of the back. So you open up the flaps and that will be the label in there. It'll tell you what type it is. This one is a type 3 PDF, the very top line, intended use, paddling and sailing. That intended use will tell you, is it for water sports? Is it for swimming? What is the right activity? The size, this is an adult extra small to medium. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but below that, it'll tell you the weight and the chest size. Those are the two most important things. So this one's for over 90 pounds or 41 kilograms. Chest size of looks like 38 to 42 chest size, and it is U.S. Coast Guard approved. That's a key piece to it, where there's two different situations where you need a life jacket. One is just to have a life vest on. The other is to be legal in operating your boat. Only U.S. Coast Guard approved flotation devices count if you get pulled over by your shore patrol or by the police. So let's talk about the type 3. You're typically going to see nylon and neoprene. The nylon, less expensive. They're fairly comfortable. It's what I grew up when I was skiing. I had a nice 4-buckle vest. I like the 4-buckle. I'm taller, and it fit me nice and tight. I could cinch it up good. So if I did have a nasty spill, I was going to be okay. I now have those. That pack of 4 is about $100. The neoprene, the O'Brien life jacket, the black one, that's what I have now. It's what I bought my wife, what my 2 girls have, and I've always bought the neoprene from when they were babies. You know, my youngest was in her life jacket at 4 weeks old. We had her out on the boat with us. She was born in June, and man, we had to get her out. So um, the neoprene, a little bit more expensive. That O'Brien jacket's about $100 by itself. They're very comfortable. They're easy to wear. And when you're talking life jackets, it needs to be comfortable. It needs to fit you right, so that you'll wear it, especially for kids, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So the sizing chart, you want to double check this by brand. Different brands will have their own sizing at times, especially for women. But this gives you the chest size. The adults are going to be for 90 pounds and over, so the weight's not as big a deal. We'll talk about the weights for the youth sizes and the infant sizes. For me, I've got an extra large. You want to make sure it fits you nice and tight and snug so that you can cinch it up tight, so that when you're in the water, it doesn't float up above your ears and become real comfortable. That's another reason why I like the 4-buckle type if you're a larger person. Now, these 2 jackets are not Coast Guard approved, but they can be very convenient depending on what you're doing in the water. The first one, the green one, the O'Brien belt, that's something that my mom wears. She's not a good swimmer, but she loves to float around when we're anchored out. So she puts on that belt just so she has that extra protection. It keeps her higher in the water, and she wears it with her life jacket. It's just something that she likes to do to keep her nice and comfortable and safe. Kids like to wear them when they're out swimming around, but remember, they're not Coast Guard approved. You need to have some level of comfort with those, because if you flip over, you've got to be able to get back with your head out of the water something to consider, but they're very nice to have on the boat if you like to just float and bob in the water. The Billabong jacket, that's about $150 jacket. It's not Coast Guard approved. It is super comfortable. It is great for doing water sports because you've got all your maneuverability for wakeboarding and doing your tricks, but the flotation level isn't there. It barely keeps you above the water, and it's designed for comfort. So if you've got a kid that is doing some tricks, remember if they get knocked unconscious and they have one of these on, they're going to have a hard time staying afloat. That's why I recommend sticking with the Coast Guard approved, and staying away from these unless you're just doing some surfing or you're just you really are serious into the competitions. Kids life jackets. This is the most important. A couple of things. Make sure that they're Coast Guard approved. Ensure the proper fit. Not only that it's the right weight and the right chest size, they typically go from zero under 50 pounds and over 50 pounds to I think it's 70 or 90, which is where both of my daughters are right now. They're 60 pounds or so, each of them 60, 65 pounds. For infants, the one on the right, the pink and purple, it's got that strap that goes between the legs. Because they're so small, they don't have a lot of upper body to make it real tight. That little strap goes between their legs so it doesn't float off and over their arms and out. It also has that grab handle, so if they do fall in the lake, and my youngest, when she was about 2, fell off the dock and fell off the boat like 5 times in one weekend. And it was nice to have that strap between her legs and the strap on the back. I just picked her up, grabbed that strap, and pulled her right out of the water. Turned from what could have been a scary situation if she wasn't wearing it to a fun and funny situation, because she didn't know yet, and wasn't paying attention, but it was nice and safe and easy, and I just grabbed her out. That number 23 jacket, a lot of those are Coast Guard approved, but not all of them. So make sure you're checking that it's Coast Guard approved. Otherwise, it won't count even if they're wearing it, and you will get a big fine or a ticket. And frankly, it's not safe. That I think they call them puddle jumpers is one brand. My kids, I put them in life jackets from the time they were infants, months old, both of them. Before they were 1, were wearing life jackets out on the boat. Um, my brother's kids, and my sister's kids both were the puddle jumpers. They were Coast Guard approved, and they liked those better, because it gave them more freedom, and they could swim a little bit more. So either one of those are going to be okay. Just make sure it's Coast Guard approved, and again, check on that inside, and it'll have the code. The youth, you move up, you lose that strap, you lose the strap on the back to pull them out, but they have a zipper and they fit nice and tight because they've got more torso. So just check the infant, the child, and the youth, and make sure that you've got the right fit. And make sure that when you get your kid's life jacket, you let them try it on and it's comfortable for them. Because kids 12 and under in most states in the U.S. must wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved flotation device when the boat is underway. But it's your boat, it's your rules over and above the state law. So my rule is my kids never take their life jacket off. That way we don't have the fight before it's time to get going. They always have their jacket on. They can fall off the boat at any time. When we're at the lake house, it is if you step foot on the dock or you go down by the water, you have your jacket on. No exceptions. And if you don't, you're done for the day. That's my rule because I know at some point the kid's going to fall in the lake. I've seen it happen. I just told you the story. It happened 5 times in one weekend. And if you just make the rule that they have to wear it, they get used to it. There's no questions asked. There's no exceptions because as soon as you start making exceptions, with my kids anyway, they want to push it and push it and push it. So that's our rule. I encourage you to make a rule that fits for you and your family, especially if you have kids. Next, a throwable, a Type 4 device, which is a throwable device. You have to have one on the boat, and it has to be readily available. You can stuff it in the corner. You can use it as an extra seat cushion, but you've got to have one, and that's just all there is to it. Now, there's a little extra something special. If you've got a dog, I've got a couple of dogs. We don't take them out of the boat with us. But if you've got a dog and they fall in, man, they can only doggy paddle for so long. So depending on the type of water, how rough it is, how far it is to shore, how good of a swimmer your dog is, how old your dog is, you may want to get a doggy life jacket. They make them. There'll be a link down below in the description with a couple that are pretty good, and just make sure that again you get it sized right. They do the sizing by neck size and weight is what how you'll get that. Now this is I am not a huge safety guy. Going I don't wear my life vest all the time when I'm operating the boat. I'm a strong swimmer. But wearing a life jacket, it does save lives. I think it's great. Use common sense is what I'll say. I just wanted to include that. If you're looking to buy a boat, you haven't bought a boat yet, ensure you get the best price. Go to boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/save to get more details on what we call the magic money saving method. I mentioned the toolkit helps you buy the right boat at the best price. Demo the right way, questions to ask dealers and private sellers, how to maximize your trade, how to get the best boat loan, the best insurance, and much, much more. You can get that at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/toolkit. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we're expanding the videos from just boat buying into other areas like the life jacket video you just watched. What is this? YouTube has recommended some videos for you that you can check out. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a comment. We would really appreciate that. It helps it bring it up on the search engine so more people get access to this free information. And if you have a question, leave a comment in the questions and I'll answer those for you and get back to you or make a new video so that you can have that information and everybody that subscribes can have that information. Thanks a lot.